So recently I have made a second tier list video about Souls and Souls-likes that I have played, and that included Elden Ring this time, since people reminded me I have not played the game yet. And frankly, I pissed some people off by placing Elden Ring in the C rank, which, like, cry about it? I explained why I don't like the game, which is, yeah, something that is not gonna change. I don't like the open world, the shit ton of recycled content, I don't like the bosses. And that's strictly my own opinion, and I don't hate everyone or everything that the game does or includes, but people seemed really riled up about it for some reason. Therefore, I found it even more interesting to try Elden Ring Nightreign when I finally got my hands on the code for the demo for the network test. And, you know, as someone who could be labeled as Elden Ring hater, I thought I would get my input on that out there. And that makes actually both of us together with Arag, who got the chance to play through my own account, let's say.
Yeah, and we both share our opinion on Elden Ring.
Essentially, my opinion that I shared in the tier list video is something you heavily agree with.
Yes, I think I agree with everything, and if you wanna hear my opinions, just watch the tier list of games I played in 2023. I ranked Elden Ring on same tier as you did, so...
Yeah, I love FromSoft games, I love Souls and Souls-likes, and yeah, that's why I do the tier list. I'm someone who loves these games, and out of the two of us, I am the Souls player in this duo. Like, seriously, in such a short amount of time, this has become my favorite genre. That's why I was so disappointed in Elden Ring. Probably it's like my least favorite Souls game, together with Sekiro, but Sekiro is very different, so I cannot even put it in the same group. That being said, we both tried Nightreign, and I was in shock how much I was able to enjoy Elden Ring.
Yeah, so... I'm Arak.
And I am Akuma.
Welcome to RNG, and these are our first impressions on Elden Ring Nightreign.
When I saw Elden Ring Nightreign, I was thinking, okay, Elden Ring, a game that I don't like by default, or like from experience, I am not sure how this is gonna work as a rogue light, essentially, because you can keep your upgrades, which we're gonna touch on later. But after trying it, this quote-unquote version of Elden Ring essentially erased so many of the issues that I had with the base game. And, yeah, the gameplay is vastly different, and some would say that it's really dumbed down or simplified, which I think really works, especially given the context that all your rounds are timed.
Yeah, just to mention, we are not going to go over the essentials of the gameplay loop.
Yeah, this is not gonna be like detailed, in-depth rundown on the mechanics.
20 things you need to know before starting Elden Ring Nightreign.
Yeah, essentially, we took our sweet-ass time because we don't see each other that often, so you probably heard it from everyone who has played this game. You probably watched many of the already well-known Souls player I know names. I know that Lil Aggie played it, Zero Lenny played it, Iron Pineapple made a video about Nightreign, which was perfect video that explained every mechanic of the game, which made me even more interested in playing it, actually.
Yeah, and so this is just our own experiences and our own feelings about the game, as coming from two people who don't like base game Elden Ring.
Yeah. And just as, like I said in the tier list video, we are not going to talk about anything related to the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, because we have not played it. We both heard that the DLC erases a lot of the problems as well, like the way too wide spread open world, that it's more linear, which I personally actually prefer in these games. But again, we did not play the game, we cannot say any impressions about that. It would be probably pretty stupid to share opinions about a game you haven't played.
Coming from this though, what we did play is Elden Ring Nightreign Network Test, and the first thing that we loved about it is the map. It all happened on a smaller version of the first areas from Elden Ring, the Limgrave and essentially the lower...
The Weeping Peninsula.
Yeah, Weeping Peninsula.
Yeah, it essentially is the opening area. It's the green hills with very spare amount of trees, and you have the same little dungeons and some outposts that you know from the opening area. Same with the bosses. I think there was not much from, like, let's say, Liurnia or Dragonburrow. I forgot the name of the area.
Yeah, no, that it was essentially only Limgrave area things, Limgrave area loots and stuff like that, which I really liked. And from the trailers, we can already see that we will get much more and more like specific maps. We can see here in this one shot, there's like Volcano Manor or like the
Yeah.
Mount Gelmir. Is it the location?
Yeah, the one with
With
Fire Giant,
yeah,
I think.
No, with Volcano Manor, Fire Giant is in...
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I'm stupid. I don't remember. Yeah, he is completely...
Mountain Tops of the Giants.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, duh, like I should have guessed.
Yeah, but we shall get even this snow location.
To be fair, this is a demo. We cannot expect to see every boss at every area in a demo. This was just to see if it works in multiplayer.
Yes. And also one thing, I'm not really a co-op player or even like multiplayer guy. I prefer my experiences solo. Akuma hates me for it because I refuse to play Souls games with her.
To be fair, I enjoy co-op in Souls games because I think that the fun in there is the co-op and doing stupid shit and killing bosses together. I really like that. I am not a fan of PvP, but co-op is fun. But I also really am not a fan of multiplayer games. I don't like when my own experience depends on other people than myself.
Yes.
Because it's something so unsure. You can play... This was actually so easily visible even in Nightreign, because I played outside the designated hours that were for like the masses, because they were like timed.
Yeah, there were time slots when it was available.
Yeah, time slots, thank you. And there I could see that it was played by vastly different people. I played with people who already knew the game, and they were probably joining for larger or higher chance of co-op. But they knew the map, they knew the loot, they immediately had a plan from the start. But when I played outside, like in the morning hours, let's say, I played with people who mostly didn't know what to do, and they were new to this. And yeah, it was very different experience, because with the folks that didn't know what to do, we didn't even get to like second night most of the time.
Yeah, I was more lucky with this. I essentially all the time had like people who knew or were at least like understanding enough that even without the voice chat or something, we were able to like cooperate very well. And so I think from the like 5 games I was able to play, or the 5 like rounds, we get to the Night Lord like 3 times, which is more than 50%, so
that's pretty good. I think I got to the night boss only once or twice, but at the same time, I don't really mind. I don't really care. I had at least had a try on the boss.
But we will get to the Night Lord later.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with like a little bit of game overview, because we are already yapping for 10 fucking minutes and we didn't say a shit. So, first thing I really love on Elden Ring Nightreign is the inclusion of Super Sprint instead of Torrent.
Torrent was very hard to control. He couldn't turn as well as you could, and it was just more janky when you wanted to use Torrent. I didn't really like him in the base. I hated the mount bosses or mounted combat. It was so shit. I really like the sprint, because even in combat, it's so useful to avoid something without necessarily rolling. I think this was the issue. This was the case with Margit, for example. It was so much better to just run around, or the dragons, because you could catch up with the boss that was flying around. You had this dragon flying across the valley, and you could chase it, and it was much easier and so much fun.
Yeah, essentially a problem we have with Elden Ring bosses is that when you catch up to the boss, he immediately like jumps aside and then casts like some large AoE or some highly ranged attack, and then you spend your whole stamina to just catch up on them. It's not here. The super sprint is super useful for this, and yeah, it does take a bit of your stamina, but it's like the usage of the super sprints uses like 50% of your stamina, but then it instantly regenerates. So even when you catch up to the boss, you have your whole stamina bar. Or at least that's what I saw when I was playing it.
I was actually not really... Yeah, a professional Souls player over here, I did not pay attention to my stamina bar because of this super sprint. Also, I think that the super sprint works very well because everything is very close to each other. I love the redo of the map. It's small, it's compact, and it makes Elden Ring feel so much less empty, because, again, that's something I really hated on the base game. I hated how everything was so far from everything. Like, yeah, you could complain like, oh, there is a group of enemy, oh, there is a convoy. Yeah, but it was not enough. It was not interesting enough to explore. While here, you are a literal running distance from something at every point. Yeah. Speaking of everything like crumbled around together, I am a fan of this in Nightreign, because considering that you are on a timer the entire time, it's pretty good that they just took a smaller area and filled it with dungeons and outposts and the towers that are in Rani's Rise, I think, and different boss fights. It makes sense because you need to gather souls to level up, to buy new weapons. You need to loot a better weapon because, yeah, you can start with level 1 weapon, but at the same time, the higher level you are, the better weapon you can get. And yeah, there's the fun in that. You want to explore for better weapon, for spells, for the skills that drop from bosses. And it fixes the issues that I had with Elden Ring, which is there's not much entertaining and engaging stuff, and it's so wide apart. While here, you had so much shit to do, and you actually needed it. It's not like in Elden Ring where there is a dungeon boss, which will essentially drop like 1/3 of your level, and an Ash of War that's completely useless to you. Everything here might be useful.
Okay, so you just said a shit ton of stuff that I like have things to say to. First of all, this is probably the best time to say, like, in Nightreign, you have like 20 minutes to go through one day and one night. I think it takes somewhere around 20 minutes.
15 to 20, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I know that you can finish the whole run together with Nightlord in like 50 minutes if you are good enough, but that heavily depends on how fast you kill the night bosses.
Yeah, you can actually kill the boss pretty easily, or you can take like 10 minutes if you really struggle.
Yes. Okay, so you have your day to collect stuff, and then like if you know Fortnite or other battle royales, the map will essentially shrink. There are these like blue flames that will try to crumple you together to one like etheric tree that spawns on the map, and there you fight first. Yeah, the night boss, which is preceded by some bunch of enemies, which you kinda have to remember which enemies precedes what bosses, so you can like prepare, so you can be like, oh, there are finger creepers, okay, that means we are going to fight centipede. And you can like
and there are these giants that I met in Lindell, which means, oh, we're gonna get Margit. Which was pretty cool. I don't know how many bosses there were, like 3 or 4 maybe. I think I experienced 4 different boss fights, which was the Centipede Demon, Margit, Demi-Human Queen and the Demi-Human Swordsman, and the 3 Sentinels.
Yeah, which are still fucking unfair bullshit.
Yeah, like once you have one of your teammates killed, there is no chance for you to actually get him back unless you're really good. Like, I know that we were like very well equipped. Then we got the Sentinel trio. I died. Someone tried to pick me up, immediately got aggroed. Immediately aggroed one of the Sentinels, got killed too, and the third guy just had no chance because he got two of them, since I killed the first one. He had two of the Sentinels on him, and he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, also just going back to what you said before, what I find really good on Nightreign, like this is my like most favorite thing on Nightreign, is the lack of specific builds you can do, because everything in this fucking game is randomized. So you get random weapon with random affinity with random weapon art, and that's good because Elden Ring as a base game have so much content that just going through it and picking up what I want to use is awful. Like, if I would want to go like a spellcaster build, there are like million of spells and staffs and stuff like that. Whereas in Nightreign, you get weapon with some random affinity, some random weapon art, and also this applies for staffs, because every staff essentially has one spell tied to its R1 button, and second
to, like, the special skill.
yeah, the L2 button, which you use for like weapon arts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fair to note, we played on PlayStation, yeah, so we are using the buttons for like PlayStation layout. But it's essentially the like you know it, it's main attack and the special skill or like weapon art.
Like, this is like I like the classes. Essentially, these are classes. I don't have an issue with looking up builds, because essentially, if you look online, you can find a build for every weapon. The thing is that Elden Ring has so much shit that you never really get a chance to use it. For example, you have so many weapons, there's like hundreds of them, I think. So, I think it's interesting that this way you sometimes get out of your comfort zone and try a weapon that you might not have used before. And even though these are essentially pre-made builds for you, you are still free to equip whatever weapon you find. For example, I played a lot, or most of my games, as Guardian, who has a halberd and a shield. He is essentially the tank. But when I wanted to, I just unequipped my shield and used a staff that I found for some extra damage with spells, and mained a greatsword, because I could, and it's a weapon that I prefer the most. So I did not feel limited. I like, at some point I found a good dagger. I didn't pick it up, but I could. If I was feeling more comfortable playing like a thief class, I could.
Which we are essentially getting to the characters. From what I heard, there should be 8 Nightfarers, which is how the characters are called in Nightreign. And during the network test, we had 4. We had Wilder, which is like the
swordsman, the classic.
Yeah, the John Nightreign class essentially.
Yeah, the John Elden Ring.
Yeah. Then you had Guardian, which was this tanky dude.
Who was also very cool, because you wanted to point this out. It's the first non-human character.
Yes, it's the first time we can play a non-human character in Souls games, and honestly, I wanna see more in like next From Software title, because this is like in every like fantasy RPG you can pick races. You have Skyrim with more races, you have Kingdom of Amalur.
You have even Dragon's Dogma, where you have only 2, but you still have humans and then the Beastren, which are this like lion folk, if that's more similar to D&D, you know.
So it will be actually interesting if news like FromSoft title, like the big title, would take from Nightreign some stuff. Like, you could have these like more classes, and essentially in all FromSoft games, because they don't want to do the difficulty and they want everyone to start off like on the same slate, let's say.
Everyone has equal chance.
Only differences you get between classes is like one have more base levels in strength. If you are watching this, you essentially know how classes work in Souls games.
What I find interesting about Guardian, though, usually you see like wolves like Blythe, or let's say cats. Yeah, it's the Beastren, it's the cat people, it's the cat girls. Yeah, you have all these anthro characters, but it's very rare to see a bird. I don't know how they're called, like in like their species in English. He's an eagle. He is an eagle or hawk or something like that. It's not the bird of prey. No, whatever. You never see a bird like that. And I absolutely fell in love with him. I think that the armor looks cool. I think he looks awesome. And the abilities tied to that design, like the whirlwind, works so fucking well.
Which is what I wanted to mention, the abilities. Like, I really love that here in Elden Ring, every class has like 2 special abilities. One skill and one ultimate, which is something that online players and players even of like gacha games like Wuthering Waves or Genshin, we all know it. That's like the staple of RPG games.
Yeah.
You have a skill and ultimate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you played WoWa or if you played the Paladins and Overwatch. Ultimates are just the thing.
And that's something I actually like, and I think that you have similar shit in D&D and like games like Baldur's Gate and stuff, where your race determines what you can do or like what affinities you have. And it would be actually interesting to see this in a new FromSoft title, where your class would mean more than just different numbers in few like slots. I think it will take away like the freedom of building, but it could also like introduce much more interesting stuff in the gameplay. Like if you would use the skills that Nightreign have, or something similar, some special affinities and stuff like that, it actually could be interesting.
I think that it's like, I get what you mean. It's pretty cool feature, but I think it's gonna work for Nightreign, but I would not count on it being included in the next game, because Souls games always offered you this freedom of builds and what you can do. And I think they could just add... Well, they did already have, like, special skills and such. You have the ashes, you have the special weapon arts, and I think that already works enough for your quote-unquote ultimate, because you need, like, mana for that and shit.
Yeah, maybe we will see, like, a rehash of that, because, like, you could have the new game where you could, like, shapeshift, like, you know, you can have some object, like, I don't know, mirror of transfiguration or something, and based on which one you have, you turn into a different character and can use different skills, which would be how you would make your strategy. So instead of like Ashes of War and stuff like that summons you, I don't know, a Black Knife Assassin or like bunch of wolves, you could actually switch from like human character to this hawk folk and do like his ultimate and stuff like that. It could be cool.
So essentially, what you want to say is the ecosystem in Wuthering Waves.
Yeah,
like you transform into something that does some attack.
Yes.
Yeah, like, oh, you can have a dragon that essentially like has this blade. It's the Mephis, I think.
Yeah.
Or you can have the ice dragon that just does ice AoE, and like, yeah, I get what you mean, but I think that it would not work maybe as... It would depend how it's implemented. It could work, it could not.
It's just an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying on is that I wanna see more Anthro characters in other FromSoft games. Like, Guardian is really cool, Blight is really cool, give us more.
Yeah. Then we of course have the Bloodborne mommy, the Duchess.
Yes, I mean, Lady Maria from Wish, essentially, but I don't fucking care. This is the closest thing we got to Lady Maria, and I love her wholeheartedly.
Around the time when we played, I saw her being posted on Bloodborne Reddit, like, this is the closest shit we're getting to Lady Maria, and I'm happy, because she even has, like, the backflip, and it's not dodge, it's you have the sidestep with her instead. You have either the classic one or the longer one. If you double tap, you can get... She is more of a thief. She has, I think, daggers by default. She can get invisible, you and your entire party.
Yeah, that's a skill I love because like it reminds me of how girls similar to her act when I get close. Like
Now you see me. No, you don't.
yeah, just the vanish meme.
Yeah. And then there is someone internet seems to fucking simp over the drow elf wannabe, the recluse.
Have you seen her?
I don't like her. I don't like her clothes.
Also, isn't she barefoot? Isn't she like barefoot vibe
Oh
of
yeah.
Nightreign?
Yeah. Oh, now I see why everyone loves her so much.
Yeah, and also I don't like her style as like these ragged robes, but she's hot. Have you looked under her like big ass head? She's cute as fuck.
I mean, I am a huge fan of drow elves, so I like the dark, like very, very dark purplish skin and white hair. I am a sucker for drow elves, so fuck yeah. I was really happy to just see, like, this might be another hint on different races, because, yeah, we can make our character any fucking color we want, but at the same time, this felt more, like, familiar, because it's something already set in stone by Dungeons & Dragons, so it felt really cool. I played my very first round as Recluse, actually, because I was like, oh, I played Elden Ring as a spellcaster. Yeah, I was really not doing well with her, yeah, because I completely missed the fact, Again, my very first round, I didn't know I could use different weapons. So I had only my staff, my absolutely emptied mana bar, and my fists. I had no weapon. Oh, but it was funny. My favorite thing about Recluse, though, like, considering that I'm not really into spellcasters that much, is that you can use the spells to revive your fallen allies. Because I was, like, in a boss fight, and the Recluse few times revived me using spells. It was very helpful.
Yeah, which, that's, I think, everything for characters.
By far, we have the 4. They are very cool.
And we already can see more in trailers.
Yeah, there is Samurai, I think.
Yeah, there is a Samurai. I think I even saw he has the epic ass outfit that the guy in front of Gideon Ofnir has. I don't know how the set is called right now, but it's the one who looks like a samurai version of Dark Raids. You know which one? The
Yeah.
Then I saw Archer, who looks cool as shit because his armor looks awesome. He has like these green robes. I'm gonna show you. You can see now on the screen because I know I have the clips of him. Then I also saw a barbarian who like rocks, I think, this furry armor.
What weapon does he have? It's a big bunk, I already know. But
yeah,
like...
I think he uses a double-sided axe.
Okay, that feels right.
Yeah, something like
Oh, Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey.
Oh yeah.
He has the broken axe, but this guy has like a full one, which gets us to.
Also, I just don't think we saw the last, like the 8th character.
No.
But I am gonna pay good. I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet it's gonna be fucking depraved.
And I actually have a theory to support this. First of all, we haven't seen the last one, which could actually be depraved. And we know that they said Elden Ring, like the Nightfarers in Elden Ring Nightreign, will have skins that we will be able to buy from for the currency we get after the runs. So actually, the last character could be either like us from Elden Ring, like you can import your looks. Which would be interesting because you have the assets in the game.
Yeah.
So essentially, it will just apply like a layered armor over you, so you could play anything you had in base game. Or we will have the depraved, and one of his skins will be Let Me Solo Her.
I would love that.
Because Let Me Solo Her was so fucking famous in the Souls community. He even got like a signed blade and like
Yeah,
some certificate from.
Yeah, he got the special like gift box from Software. I think that's actually so fucking awesome.
So they know about him, and they could include like some reference to him in Nightreign. So I think that if we are going to get depraved class, one of the skins
Is
will
gonna
be-
have a jar pot on his head.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that would be awesome. To be
Yes.
fair.
bosses. We like touched upon them. We fought 4 of the night bosses.
Yeah. So again, Centipede Demon, Margit, but different versions sort of because he had some extra attacks from his first appearance. It was not Morgoth. It was Margit.
Yeah,
But
but
he
it
had-
was essentially a rehash of both of his
Yeah,
fights.
because it was he was named Margit, but he also had some skills from Morgoth.
He wasn't even named Margit, he was only the Fell Omen.
Ah, so I was maybe blind because I would bet that I saw his name, but it might be just some weird ass Mandela effect on my side.
Yeah, I think I would have to check. I think in the clips I have, there is Margit. But I think he is only like the Fell Omen.
Then there was the duo, the Demi-Human Queen and the Demi-Human Swordsman with a shit ton of add-ons. And then the Draconic Tree Sentinel and like 2 base Tree Sentinels or something like that, because the one was different from the others. And that's a boss that I never defeated because I got him only once, and I mentioned we got killed when only one of them was.
I hate these shits in the base game as well.
Yeah, me too. I was really upset over them in my tier list. Like, no, I don't want to fight any more of 3 Sentinels. And then here give us 3 at once.
Yeah, one of the Draconic Tree Sentinels was one of my like run killers on Elden Ring when I took the long hiatus
Was it the one?
in front of Leyndell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was annoying, yeah.
Then I fought Radan, got to Nokron, got Mimic Tier, and then humbled this shit with Blood Slash and my Mimic Tier.
Yeah, you a cheater.
I think I can put here the clip because I even recorded the fight.
It's just you running around, blood slash,
Blood
dodge,
slash.
dodge, blood slash.
Yes,
Yeah.
And then the next one I really fucking despise, and I hope that the one who put him there never finds a cold side of his pillow ever in his life again.
Is it the one before Malika?
Yes! I fucking hate that one. That's like the worst placement of any enemy in the history of FromSoft.
Like, oh, here, have a boss. But wait, there's more. Another, now not a boss anymore, before him. That's what I meant, like, these enemies become respawnable and rewardless. Like, he did not respawn, but at the same time, he was not a boss anymore. They were just like, early game boss. Let's make him an enemy. Like, I know that this happened in all of the games, but it just got annoying. And I really don't like the Tree Sentinels. Then there were some, like, classic base game bosses. There was the Flowers.
Yeah, Soldier of God Rick.
Of course, Rick. He has to be that. I don't think I found him as a boss, though.
No, he isn't as a boss, but you have like these like knights as a cumulative boss, and you have like shit ton of Godric soldiers, and then you have like the more fancy ones, and they are the boss.
Oh yeah, they're at the outposts. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were always lucky that when we got to an outpost, we got the Elden Lion. Which is the white lion with the blades on its forearms.
He's cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that's actually a fun enemy. I just really didn't like the 2 of them at Redmane Castle because they got really overwhelming. But yeah, I don't mind him at all. He is pretty fun.
Also, even I heard that people hate the Golden Hippo in Shadow of the Earth because he is like beefy as fuck.
I didn't mind him really here.
No. He was like cool, which also is fair to note. Bosses here aren't like 1-to-1 ports. They have like altered movesets and some added moves to like compensate that you are 3 now on the map.
Yeah, also there is like this cannot be said about the Centipede though. He is still a boy with like 2 attacks. And I must say, this was so weird, because just recently, I have finished another run of Dark Souls Remastered, and I struggled against Centipede Demon. I was stuck, because this motherfucker would just, like, chill in lava and do the long-range punches, and that was it, for, like, multiple minutes at one time, and it just got annoying. While here, you have him, like, effectively on the ground with no, environmental hazard and stuff. And he had, like, 2 or 3 attacks, which was, like, the stomp and shit. And it doesn't make the boss better, but it was interesting to see him in this game. And, not gonna lie, since I love even, like, Dark Souls 2 and shit, I am so hyped to see Freya, for example, because I know she is supposed to be here, because we saw, like, a cover art with her, or, like, a screenshot. Yes, Freya was cool. I think her design is very awesome, and I like the boss.
Yeah, I think we are going to see something from Bloodborne as well, since even Elden Ring has like some cosmic shit going on. You have Astel, you have Elden Beast, you have the Starfell Beasts are the balls with the centipede head.
Starfallen Beast or something like that.
Yeah. So I think it's fair to say. Also, we got
Nameless King.
No, I mean in Shadow of Earth 3 you have the Bloodborne-esque area with the lanterns.
Yeah. Also, there is a boss. I think that I saw her compared to Ebrietas, and that's the Scadutree avatar. It's like the amalgamation from like sunflowers. Yes. Legit, when I saw it for the first time, I was like, oh, this is just a Lumen Flower Garden. What the fuck? Where are the living failures? And it was just a separate boss.
I just hope that they won't like give us like some double boss or something with the fucking shark giants from Fishing Hamlet. Like imagine going somewhere and you like drop somewhere like in a well or something, and these two
Imagine the blue flames suddenly close in on the area and hurtle you 3 survivors in Limgrave together, only for no enemy to spawn. The only thing that appears on the battlefield is nothing but an old abandoned well. And you just know, like, no, I'm not doing that. Getting Rakuyo is one of my nightmares until this very fucking day.
I will fucking Alt F4 this shit.
I don't even have a keyboard, I would still do it. Like, oh my god.
After you beat 2 of
the night bosses,
you get to the best thing that you are striving for, which is the Night Lord. The big thing. We will have, again, I think I heard we are going to get 8 of them.
Well, I think it's gonna be depending on the map, because you could choose like what the expedition is, so I'm gonna assume that an area is tied to a boss, even though it doesn't necessarily have to, because his area is completely unrelated to the map.
Yes.
There is by far only one. I don't know his name right now. It's the 3-headed dog.
Yeah, essentially wolf-like or like a fox-looking Cerberus. Like if you would take 3 red wolves of Radagon and just sew them together in like a dog centipede.
Yeah, essentially he is Cerberus, but Red Wolf of Radagon. Yeah. I think it fits the vibe of Elden Ring well, and holy shit, it looked awesome.
Not only the boss looks awesome,
the area, the arena,
that's one thing that's also that's great on even base game and even on Nightreign. Base game Elden Ring
is a spectacle.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like, don't tell me that your jaw doesn't drop when you first enter Limgrave and you see this. You see the Earth Tree in the distance. You see the Stormvale Castle. Like, everything in Elden Ring is a spectacle.
To me, like, I don't like that boss because I just couldn't click with it for some reason. But it's the battlefield against Radahn. It's gorgeous. You just see the spectral banners and the red sky, and you see like all the fallen arrows and shit. It looks so. awesome. It's one of the things that I actually and honestly love about Elden Ring. It's the appeal, it's the appearance, it's the presentation, it's gorgeous.
Also, one thing we liked before we get to like talk more about the Night Lord is the rehash of Roundtable Hold. Essentially, you have
Dilapidated, secluded, smaller version with like a training area outside. It's it's interesting to see how dead or deader it can look when you're like not in the base game, because there's some lights, you can see an NPC. Yeah, like they don't have to be necessarily friendly at the start. But you see, it's somewhat cozy. Like for example, there is Gideon's room, and it's so weird just seeing it completely empty with like a hole in the wall. The candles are all out. It's all dilapidated and all messed up. It's
also, I
cool.
don't remember. Can you find Roundtable Hold in Elden Ring in base game? Because essentially every Souls game does this shit in some way, like with Hunter's Dream and such. Like you have your hub that is like somehow detached or something, and then you find its other version in the world. Dark Souls 3 does that with
Like
with the Dark Firelink Shrine.
I also, you can see like the original Firelink Shrine in the area where you fight the Demon Prince, because you see like the ruins of the former Firelink. But I don't know if you can find
Because it would be cool if this would be like
the real version.
the real version of Roundtable Hold.
Yeah, that would be actually cool now that you talk about it, yeah. Or that the Roundtable Hall that we know, yeah, the cozy one with the NPCs, is the real one, and this is the alternate version. Yeah, because it's already like destroyed and everything, and it's completely secluded from the rest of the world. It's an island essentially.
Also, two things I really like on Nightreign, even if it's like these small things, is the two cutscenes we are getting. First one is getting to the expedition where all three of you run on the hill and catch the Spirit Hawk,
Yeah.
which is amazing mechanic. Like you see the trails on the map that you can travel with Spirit Hawks,
Yeah.
and you can like hop on them, and they're like kind of a glider that ports you somewhere, and you can hop off anywhere. Yeah, it's essentially a glider on rail. Yeah, and it's really cool mechanic to like travel longer distance in one go, which is you pretty much need to, because stuff doesn't respawn in
Yeah, you
Nightreign.
essentially have to remember where you were and where you were not. Because if you were already in a Church of America, you can no longer go there and pick up a second extra healing.
Yeah, which just wastes you time if you like
Yeah,
go
so-
back to.
Yeah, so you need some kind of management when it comes to areas where you were. So even if you split with your friends, it's better to know in which outpost you have been and where you can still go. It's good that even though it's very hard to go somewhere twice, because the area is small, yes, but at the same time, you work under time pressure, and you don't have enough of that time to explore the entirety of the map anyway. So it's cool that we started here, and then we go towards north, let's say. So it's very easy to just go anywhere and be there for the first time.
Yeah, so that's the first one, and the second one is actually opening the door to. Yeah, which also I don't know if you catched it, but where you fight the Night Lord, or like where you get to the Night Lord, it's actually on top of the Sacred Tower, or how they were called in the base game. You had these towers with the two fingers where you got the runes. Yeah, so essentially in the spirit trees, you can see the tower, like the two spirit trees that appear when you fight night boss. In front, in like middle of them is the tower, and then like after the second night boss, you port to the top of the tower, and there's the like bridge or something, and there are the doors to the Night Lord. You can actually like look down and you see like clouds and shit, but you can also see a bit of the map that you were like fighting on.
I didn't really notice that because I was already like, oh my god, a Night Lord.
Yeah, and it all looks so gorgeous, and the cutscene of opening the door where like all three of you just do the Dark Souls push on the door. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice. Also, I always had a fun time when I played as Guardian. I always had a Duchess and Recluse, or two Recluses. And I always was like, hell yeah, I'm the pimp, because I already had those two pretty bitches by my side.
Yeah, you were like a harem version of like this new anime that is running. I think it's Shangri-La Frontier, where there's the dude in loincloth with the
bird head, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. It was Let Me Solo Her, but bird.
Yeah.
I still think that the guy is Let Me Solo Her. Yeah, just in a loincloth and a funny hat.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so back to the Night Lord. We fought the guy, like the dog.
Cerberus.
Yeah, the Cerberus. He has a cool mechanic where like he switches phases or something, and then he splits into three. So you essentially have to like split your aggro.
Yeah, essentially he goes from one three-headed dog to three one-headed dogs.
Yeah, and all of them somehow
Always
get the fucking sword.
Yeah, and at the same time, all of them fucking aggro on me, so like, fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just again, you have to manage who gets who and aggro the wolves. It's interesting to see because if you were 1-on-1, it would be fucking annoying to actually deal with that boss. But when you're 3, it makes sense. Also, you can just if you're not confident in fighting him, you can wait it out because essentially he combines back.
Yeah, it's like timed.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool that like, oh, I'm not familiar with this phase. You just wait it out. It's not like it's permanent. So I really like that because personally I really had a hard time my first time around. And when they combined back into one again to its original moveset, I had such easier time.
I didn't knew it's like a thing he can do. Like in one fight we had with the Night Lord, he split it into two or like into three 2 times.
Yeah.
I didn't knew he can do that. I thought it's like
One-time thing.
Yeah, one-time thing. Like on like I don't know 60% of HP he does this, and then he fuses back, and you continue to fight. Nah, that bitch can do that multiple times.
Yeah, bro can do that whenever he wants.
Yeah.
I really loved his weapon though. The sword on a chain. I thought I didn't really have a hard time dodging that. I thought it's very well done. Also, it's just very cool.
Yeah, his whole moveset was like very cool and very fair.
Except for like the bites that he does, but that's bullshit with every single fucking dog.
Yeah, like from Dark Souls 1 through Bloodborne to like Sekiro, everywhere. Like if you fight dogs and they have this fucking bite attack, it's like certified hits.
Yeah, I think in Elden Ring I had the worst time because they always do like bite, 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 and and you have like no time to react. Like, bitch, let me move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but essentially, you still have to count for that. It's a dog. Dogs are annoying, no matter what kind of boss it is. Except for Sif. Sif is fine. Yeah. And no, essentially every wolf fight wants to be Sif, but it never is as good as Sif.
Yeah, so essentially I think we said everything we wanted, so this is the time for TLDR and summary, so I can like make a chapter for impatient people who just want to hear what we wanted to say in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, for the ADHD people.
Yeah, so Nightreign is fucking amazing. We are so hyped to play it in May. It also releases on our anniversary, so we already know what we are doing.
We're not gonna have a romantic date. We're gonna play Nightreign.
Yes, hell yes.
Essentially, Nightreign erased all of my issues that I had with the base game. It shrunk the world, it made it more compact, filled with interesting stuff that you actually feel like you need to do instead of wasting your time getting shit you don't need. Here, every bit of exploration counts. You have cool characters, and for once, I actually love playing under time pressure. I think it puts a different spin on things because usually you're like, be careful, take your time, proceed slowly. Here, you have to be fast and effective. And I sort of enjoy that.
Yes.
Also,
same.
since you can get to night 3 very early and it's like a roguelite, so it feels really good and really refreshing take. I was very skeptical when I saw the trailers at first. I was like, nah, this is not gonna work. Nah, bitch, it fucking works.
Also,
Past Akuma was fucking stupid.
yeah. Also, thing we may do is we are actually thinking about pre-ordering the collector's edition. So that might be one rare occasion of us doing some unboxing or shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are so hyped for that. We are even so hyped that we want to cosplay some of the Nightfarers.
Yeah, we also have like a friend who is just getting into Souls-like. She just started Bloodborne, and we talk about her with her about Nightreign, and we would so love to do a trio of Wilder, Guardian, and Duchess. It would be so cool. Like, the designs are so awesome.
Yeah, they really
cook.
slap. Yeah,
Elden
yeah.
Ring cooks with the designs. It's so awesome.
So yeah, Nightreign is fucking amazing. We can wait for the 30th of May. Yeah, 30th of May it releases. No, 13th.
Okay.
And yeah, it's actually amazing.
Yeah, I am even though I'm someone who despises base game Elden Ring, I am utterly excited for this. It's so fun, and
It gave me this like obsession over it just from the 5 games I played.
yeah, I played just few rounds, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to platinum from this game.
Yeah,
I want the collector's edition, and I want to do very complex cosplay.
yes. So it's really like interesting that
Yeah.
we are so hyped for that.
Also, the menu music is awesome.
Yes. Even the logo, I love how it looks like frozen or something. Like
Yeah.
you have these streaks of ice going from the Nightreign.
It's like it's probably all meant to be more night-y, like with the darker colors, more cold colors, and it's very cool. I love the cover art where you have Wilder and the Duchess and Guardian, I think,
Yes,
on the
and
ground. Yeah, the art style of Elden Ring is just awesome.
Yes,
I
so-
fucking love that.
So yeah, the network test was amazing. We enjoyed our time with it.
Yeah, I didn't play all the 3 days when it was like the main schedules, but even the bit I played, I really enjoyed.
Yes, same.
It's even though I didn't know what to do at first, I somehow enjoyed even that. Just getting into the game was so much fun.
So yeah, we probably may do even some video from night.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like watched this whole, it was unscripted, disjointed, a whole mess of our yapping. But yeah, essentially what we wanted to say is that Nightreign feels amazing and we can't wait for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If you played the network test, or are you like you are looking forward to play Nightreign, let us know in the comments. Let us know your feelings about this game.
Absolutely, I love hearing people's opinions.
Also,
Also, just a disclaimer, if you like Elden Ring, good for you. I don't hate you.
essentially, yeah, I can't like the game, but if you do, it's on you, and like have a good time. This is essentially what we are trying to tell everyone. Like, we are so tired of the negativity over everything.
Yeah,
so...
like, I think people got upset that I just shit on their favorite game, but I'm not saying that you're not allowed to like it. I am actually kind of jealous because you enjoy a game I was hyped over and I could not enjoy it.
And I think we both like try to love Elden Ring more, and
Yeah.
we are both like trying to find a way to get back into Elden Ring and finally love it.
Yeah, like, I was trying hard to love it. When I realized I can do Virgil build, I was so hyped because I love him so bad. And like, oh, I can have summon fuck yeah. But it just wasn't it. So I'm probably gonna go into New Game Plus eventually. I'm gonna do more Dex build and see if the experience is gonna be different with different build. I want to give it a second try because I don't want to hate this game. I love From Software and I want to love everything they do.
Yeah, and this essentially goes for everything. Like, if we don't like the stuff doesn't mean you can't. Like, I personally am a big fan of Assassin's Creed games, but I don't like the new ones like Origins, Odyssey, Mirage, and Valhalla.
But there are people who still enjoy these games, and if
Yeah.
you do, that's good for you.
Yeah, I see many people recently like gush over Valhalla and how they like the game, and good for you. I don't, but I don't take that from you. And if I saw you post somewhere about it, I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm gonna write you just, okay, enjoy your game.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, games are meant to be enjoyed. Like,
yeah, that's why there's so many of them. If you don't like that Elden Ring would be difficult game that you can play on easy, and it's just like not your kind of a play style, you can pick any other. There are so many good games.
and essentially, it's also a thing I see appear more in recent times is that people are just so fed up with having to prove something to the internet, so they just play games as they want to. I mean, if you want to play every game on hard difficulty, that's on you. I don't. I have long ass backlog, and I wanna enjoy some games for the story. Like, I won't play Persona games on hard or something. I'm there for the story. I will go on easy.
Yeah, same. Like, I have limited time schedule, so I want to enjoy the games I play, so that's why it's even more bitter when I don't like something, because it feels like such a waste of time that I could have spent on a game that I would enjoy much more.
Yes. We are up for a debate for anything. We like to talk about games. We like to talk about what we enjoyed and what we didn't.
Absolutely.
But essentially, never take like our opinion, our ill opinion on any game. Like, we don't want you to enjoy it.
Yeah, our opinions are not a gospel.
Yes, yes. And every gamer essentially has their own way of playing games and how they like that. If you like more multiplayer games, that's on you. If you like more Souls-likes, RPGs, cozy games, just do more of what you like. And
Yeah, games are meant to be fun, just have fun.
Yeah.
That's it. Moral of the TLDR, play games you like. Don't bitch on people for liking something else.
yes.
Don't be negative, don't be assholes. Play games that you like. Do only things you like. Yeah, don't force yourself into liking something you don't. Just have fun. Life sucks. We're all gonna die eventually. So make a best of it. Make a best of it while you can.
Yes, essentially. So that was our opinions on Nightreign and somehow surprisingly on a gaming community. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and stay awesome and stay here for more videos from me and Akuma.
Yep. See you next time with some other videos. We both have plans.
I'm Arak,
I'm Akuma.
and this was a relatively normal game show.